Hello and welcome to GeoGames. I'm Finn,
And I'm Phil.
and we're doing something quite special, aren't we, Phil?
We've arrived here at London St Pancras Station, and we're going to try and get as far as we can by train in the next 48 hours.
Yep, pretty wild stuff. Not entirely sure where we're going to end up, not entirely sure how this is going to go, but yeah, very, very excited for the journey, especially now that we're here and actually doing it and sharing this moment with all of you.
Yeah,
How are you feeling?
I'm excited. I'm a bit nervous about getting out of France, but I think once we get out of France, I'm confident that we'll find our way through the rest of Europe.
For the posterity of this clip, in case you're watching this in several years, we are right in the middle of strike action that's been going on in France, and supposedly there's a bit of a lull in proceedings, but yeah, I think the thing that we're most nervous about on this stage of the trip is making sure we get out of France. But I mean, we're here at London St Pancras. It's a beautiful station, it's a nice enough day, and yeah, we're ready to head onto the continent.
Yeah, so far we've managed to make our way here from Bethnal Green, so
No, I maybe should have, but I couldn't actually find a whiteboard thingy. Yeah, you know those Americans you're constantly saying are so annoying? We're turning into them, Phil. This is what this journey has already done to us. Setting that going, so at the moment that the train moves, we're aware of it. So just in case Melanie decides to use any of this in the edit, hello, we are on our Eurostar train. It is very busy.
there are empty seats still.
There are empty seats. It's a bit disappointing because we'll talk a little bit about more. This is a very expensive train, possibly one of the most expensive trains in the whole thing, and by far the shortest, just to get over
I
to
think this train
London.
accounts for half of the entire cost of the journey.
Which is crazy, absolutely crazy. How are you feeling about the seats, Phil? Comfy?
These are good seats.
Yeah,
Happy with them.
they're comfy. The tables are very big, which I really appreciate.
Yeah,
Oh, there we go. We have movement.
we're going.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 14:31 on Tuesday the 11th of April, we have set off from London St Pancras. The clock has started now. The aim is to get as far from this point as possible in 48 hours. Phil and I are now going to go and record a podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching the tunnel. Recording this section, just so that we have it when we go in. Hey Phil, any last words before we leave the UK?
No, I'm not upset to leave this greyness. I'm just hoping for more sunshine wherever we end up.
Yep, you and me both. Oh, there we go. You can see the Eurotunnel. A disappointing lack of queues, I think. See, it's just the classic liberal media telling us that there's trouble at Dover.
Yeah, maybe we should just all stick to the Daily Mail, get the real.
Yeah, exactly. We need to find out the truth about what's going on.
We probably should clarify that we were being sarcastic there. No one should read the Daily Mail at all. It's like the last place you should go for any news of any sort.
Oh, we're slowing down. Since you, the viewer, are currently enjoying large sections of wall, Phil, what's your favourite wall?
My favourite wall. I don't really spend much time thinking about how I rank walls, and you're just
moment.
Bringing this question onto me.
This is your moment. We're slowing down around the general border area.
Western Wall's pretty cool.
Western, okay, that's the one in
Jerusalem.
In Jerusalem, right? Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Western.
And it's a bit of a sexist wall because women aren't allowed to go touch it. So
really?
Yeah. Only men can go up, and they kind of have a person who basically makes sure that only the men get to go up and touch it, and the women have to stay back. You can't take photos of it either. I mean, they could just make the wall a bit less sexist and let everyone go touch it.
And how does the wall feel in all this? My answer, by the way, there's a load of good ones.
Yeah, but you only get one. I had to pick my favourite.
Okay, well,
I didn't get to pick
my favourite
walls I quite like.
Well,
the question was, what is your favourite wall?
My favourite is Wonder.
Oh, going a bit rogue there.
Going very rogue there. I'm very impressed because not only have we given viewers a full tour of the area around the channel, we have also given them a whole lot of chat about these walls. Do you think those walls would genuinely stop people climbing over them?
These?
Yeah, I mean, they don't look that.
I think they're designed to stop the noise.
Right. That's it, lads. We are in the Channel Tunnel. Oh. So, as part of this journey, we are going all across the continent, and we're going to be having loads of different snacks and loads of different drinks, which again we'll be getting at various different times. As we started in the UK, I wanted to make sure that we got some good British stuff, so Got some chocolate fingers. We've got some Jaffa cakes. Got some crisps. And for this little segment, which I'm calling the Soda Corner, I've got an Iron Brew. It's brewed in Scotland. There you go. Right. So I've had this loads before, which is going to make doing a tasting of this interesting.
Can you tell us why it's so orange?
No. No one knows
You
what
probably
the
don't
orange
want
is.
to know, do you?
Definitely not. Right.
So a technical problem on board the train.
What's that technical
Our
problem?
train will arrive at Paris Gare station with 45 minutes late. So around 6:30 p.m. at local time.
And how much?
If you have any onward connections in Paris, please tell it to the train managers. Dear passengers, please
First
accept our
delay.
apologies for the delay and the inconvenience. Thank you for your understanding.
And listeners, as
our
part of
delay.
your Soda Corner, this is also your first.
Breaking news as well.
Yep. Breaking news. I'm gonna pause the Soda Corner for us to talk about this. So, if we get into Paris at 6:30,
Yeah,
we are technically
for context, we think we're planning to take a onward train to Vienna. We think that's
Yeah.
going to give us a pretty good chance of going east. There's a train from Vienna at 6:58.
Yeah.
We thought we'd be getting in to Paris
at 5:47, which should have given us just over an hour.
For context, we need to switch stations
Yes.
in Paris, so we do need a bit of
So
time.
we need to get from Gare du Nord to Gare de l'Est, which is fine. I think it's only
It's
a 5-minute
5 minutes,
walk.
but
Yeah.
it's going to be tight.
I don't think it's going to be tight.
Well, what time do
Well,
we
it's a
get in?
5-minute walk.
We will get in at quarter.
6:30 they said we'd get in.
Okay, 6:30.
So that's
we
28
have 28
minutes to do a 5-minute walk
Okay,
and
well,
get onto
let's
a
hope
train.
there's no further delays.
What this really means is that we are probably not going to get a Paris snack shop in, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
But that's why we've got good British Scotch eggs.
Yeah.
Hashtag. Rep
I bought
Britain.
some Tony's Chocolonely from the.
We really needed more main coursey stuff, didn't we? This is why we
yeah,
thought that
but,
we'd get
but
loads
there'll
of
be a
time in
dining
Paris.
car. On the Vienna
There
train.
will be, yeah. If there's, I mean, again, we'll talk about this more. But if there's anybody who's definitely going to be running their trains properly, it's the Austrians, because they do trains amazingly. Right. So back to the Soda Corner. Again, I don't know how to describe the orange of this. I feel
It
like
looks kind of rusty. Does it taste rusty?
I mean, it's called Iron Brew, which I think gives it that kind of rusty feel. I feel like what it tastes like is if an energy drink got given a sleeping pill. So it's like all the taste of an energy drink, but not quite as strong, is I think how I'd go and describe it. All I know is it says that it's original and best, and it's got a strong guy holding the brew up.
Each 250 mil gives you 12% of your
Oh no,
daily,
is this Phil's nutrition corner?
daily sugar allowance. So this bottle is.
Should we keep all the bottles and then we can compare the most and least
This bottle is a
nutritious?
quarter of your daily sugar intake.
I should have gotten 4. Then I could have
Then
done it,
you'd be
blown it all
done.
in one
I
go.
mean,
Yeah.
forget eating, you just get all your calories from Iron Brew.
Anyway, so what else to say about this? The taste is very interesting. The colour, I really like the colour. I think orange and blue are an underrated combination together, to be honest, and I think they look very nice.
Do we see orange and blue much together in
No.
ordinary life?
No, but this is my point, that we
I
should.
guess high-vis jackets, they're
Because-
kind of orange and blue.
Because look how they go. They go together like shamalama lama 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 la dingy dong, or whatever that lyric in Greece is. Have you not seen Greece?
I have, but it was a long time ago.
Okay. Yeah, the taste is very nice. The artwork is very nice. Overall, for the sake of our soda game, I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. You look stunned and shocked at that. You're like,
No,
I can't
I was
judge.
more stunned on the comment about the artwork. I mean, it's actually quite basic packaging. I certainly wouldn't give the artwork.
I don't
an 8
know.
out of 10.
The bottle has like little lines, and the logo's kind of fun and active. I don't know. Anyway, we've got a lot of labels and a lot of drinks to go through, so I reserve the right to rank the Iron Brew lower after I've had some of the drinks at the other places
What
we're going
happens
to.
if you scan the barcode? So readers, we have a barcode on the side of this, which I'm very unsuccessfully
Readers.
trying.
These poor people watching this on YouTube. They've gone
Viewers,
from
sorry.
they've gone from being called listeners to readers. This is how down with the kids we are. That was not worth the wait. So don't shoot the messenger here, because we're not entirely sure. But we think the technical issue might lead to them deciding that they can only run the train very slowly. And by that
That's
we
what
mean...
it feels like right now. We've been crawling at this pace for the last 10 or so minutes. I think since we left Lille station.
Yeah, it was weird because the train seemed to stop at Lille, and I thought, oh, well, they're going to go and fix something, and that's where the 45 minutes is going. But having kind of stopped at Lille, they have now kept going, but they've not really gotten up to much speed. It's been like about this speed the entire time.
And we should say that the reason we're apprehensive is that we've got a connection in 1 hour. We'd scheduled 1 hour 10. 45 minutes eats into quite a bit of that. We need about 10 minutes to get between stations. Ideally, a bit more time to find our train. So we're really hoping that we don't get any further delays. Because that's going to have a big impact on our onward journey.
Yeah, I really do think we're going to be fine. I really do. Oh, and now for an update.
Ladies, this is a passenger announcement. Would the lady who just bought the soup and the salmon baguette please come to the bar as you left your ham and cheese behind? Thank you.
Well, anticlimax much. I was sure for a second they were going to say, this train is not leaving. Oh, okay, and now we have come to a complete stop. Uh-oh, here we go again.
I think they're doing the ham and cheese announcement in French.
No.
Dear passengers, our train is stopped on the line. For safety reasons, please do not try to open the doors. Thank you.
They're just telling us that the train stopped on the line for safety reasons. Don't try and open the doors.
Do people try and open the doors when the trains stop, like in the middle of the railway like this?
You'd hope not.
Yeah, but this is one of those announcements that feel like it can only have come from
Someone
some
trying to open
bonehead
the
tried
door.
this once. And it also suggests that the doors on this train are fairly easy to open. Feels like, should I go try?
So while Finn has gone to speak to the train manager to get some reassurance about our connection and delays, I've been left with the task of filming French countryside footage that is going to be recycled as pretend English footage because we didn't actually film any English footage. So he's going to have a bit of a task of editing this French countryside as English countryside. I mean, it kind of looks the same, so it's not really fake news, although it is.
Okay, so it looks like we're back on the road/rails.
Yeah,
Um,
we're moving marginally faster than we were in the last update.
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling good about this. It feels like they're getting back up to proper speed, which is good. Meanwhile, we've been having a little bit of a look at the Eurostar delay compensation.
We have.
Do you want to tell the listeners what you found out?
So we found out that if you're delayed by 60 minutes or more, you can either get 30% of your money back if you choose for a voucher, or you can get 25% of your money back in cash. But the really interesting thing is when you look at the delays for longer than an hour, because if it's more than 120 minutes, so 2 hours, you get 60% of your money back in a voucher, 50% in cash. But then if it's more than 3 hours long, you will only get 75% of your money back if you choose the voucher, and only half of your money back. So the same as 2 hours if you choose cash.
I mean, honestly, it's bonkers.
So you could be in a situation where you're 10 hours late and you're only getting 3/4 of your money back at best.
Yeah, or half as cash. I
Yeah.
mean, heaven's sake. And particularly when so many people who ride this train are Americans. I mean, we've experienced that so much today.
Because for the vouchers you have to use them within 12 months. So if you're coming specifically to do this journey, then you're probably not going to opt for a voucher, because I suspect you won't be back within 12 months.
Well, yeah, I mean, even someone like me who lives in Scotland, like, I don't want to feel pressured effectively into giving them, let's face it, more money, because it's not like you get 100% of that voucher. This is still an excuse to give them
Yeah.
more of your money. And as we said before, these trains are very expensive in comparison to the rest of the continent.
Yeah.
Ugh, it's wild. Right, anyway, it is looking like we're picking up some pace again. Hopefully that means we're going to be fine now.
So I just went and spoke to the train manager to understand what's going on. He told me that the reason we're going so slowly is due to a fault with the train. He said they aren't able to go at full speed. They are trying to understand what the situation is, but he said there is a possibility that we may have to get off of this train and board a different train to get to Paris. He said we should find out in the next 20 or so minutes what the situation is. They're trying to test this train's engine, but they said there's no chance it'll go at full speed.
Oh, God.
So that's the situation. That's why we've seen other trains whiz past us. It's the train rather than the railways.
And if we have to wait for another train to get to Paris, I mean, who knows how late it could be before we...
Yeah, I mean, our backup has been that we'll just buy tickets for the Strasbourg train, whatever it costs.
So, yeah,
But-
do you want to explain, because I don't think we got that on camera.
Yeah, sure. So our original train leaves Paris at 7 o'clock, so that's what we're aiming to get. That train is a slow train because it's a night train, so it arrives into Strasbourg at about 11 o'clock.
11:52, I think.
So midnight. So our plan was, if we miss our train from Paris, we jump on a fast train to Strasbourg and try and catch it up. That's it. The last train to Strasbourg is at 8:30, getting in at 10:30. That's really what we might be aiming for at this point. And I suspect that if we have to change trains,
If we have to change trains,
we may
that's going to be
struggle to make it.
huge.
So we're all on the edge right now.
Yeah, fuck.
I think we thought there'd be drama on this journey. I don't think we
No.
expected this much.
No, we never anticipated it. Not in the first go. Oh, and it's the worst time. We could have afforded faults on so many of the other trains, but not this one.
Not this one. Ironically, had we gotten the later train,
Well, yeah, I mean, while we were in a siding there, viewers, we watched the Eurostar
behind us.
whiz past. I mean, it's utterly infuriating, and that means almost certainly that we are not going to make that original booking.
I think right now we need to aim for the Strasbourg train.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at.
On that note, I also had a look at the train manager asked me to take an image of a form, and that form basically, well, I'll get it up for you here. The form basically says that as per an EU charter, that we are allowed to get on the next available train heading in
Our direction.
the direction. Yeah,
So could we then
I think.
get onto that fast Strasbourg train
Well-
to catch our train?
Well, I think that means that we don't need to pay for the Strasbourg train, which is good.
Yeah, I mean that tickets are £95 each, so it's not cheap. But
Well,
obviously
exactly.
we have to do what we have to do.
Well, yeah, my understanding of what this means, and again, Phil, you can read it in a second, is that we don't have to do that.
Okay.
Again, it's about the timings. Like, we have a limited
Yeah.
amount of
I
time
mean-
here.
It's crazy that at this point we're just hoping this train doesn't break down and gets into Paris sometime before 8 o'clock, really,
Yeah.
ideally.
Oh,
It's
man.
6 o'clock now.
That is absolutely horrible luck. Ooh. The news isn't good.
I'd go as far as saying it's pretty grim. So we're recording this now at 6:26. We've just been told that we're going to get off at the next station and wait for a help train to get us to Paris. At this point, getting to Paris in an hour and a half alone is looking incredibly ambitious.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's not clear what information there is about this help train. It's not clear if it's a regional train, it's not clear if it's another Eurostar,
When it'll
arrive, how far it'll go, so... Yeah, I mean, this is about as bad a start as could have been imagined to this journey, and the fact that if we'd been on the train an hour later, we'd have made it is even more just gutting.
At this point, we need to get to Paris for 8, and I'm not really optimistic that we will, because
Well, when does the train leave exactly? 8:25, right?
8:25,
Yeah.
and from Gare de l'Est. So we need to basically get into Paris, I think at the absolute latest at 10 past, to give us enough time to get to Gare de l'Est and get on that train.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, we are fairly close from Paris. I mean, you were saying
I think
that...
the key dependency is the emergency
Is
train.
this train.
I mean, if we're waiting for it for an hour, then we're done for. If it's here, then maybe we have a shot.
I definitely don't think it'll be here.
Then I think that's...
What time is it now? It's 6:27.
The problem is, you have to get everyone off this train, and then get everyone on the other train. And that's even assuming the train is here. The process of getting people on and off takes time.
Yeah.
Like, think about how long our boarding took. We started boarding 20 minutes before departure, but everyone's supposed to arrive, kind of an hour before.
Yeah. We've been planning this for ages in terms of thinking about doing this trip, and I at no point within any of the thought process considered what happens if we're stranded in Paris.
We took we thought we'd taken an early enough train from London to mitigate against this risk.
Exactly.
Like we said, what, delays do happen, but worst comes to worst.
But it'll never be an hour and 10 minutes.
Or if it is, we can still get the later train.
Exactly.
I mean, we planned on getting into Paris at 5:45. Now we're hoping that we'll get in by 8.
Is this the station?
This is us.
Yeah. Right. Here we go. Want to know what happens next week? I have good news for you. You can head to the Island Life Productions Patreon right now, right this very moment. So go do it right now.